What's not to like? Learning negative preferences in English. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our series on learning English through conversation. Today, we're going to tackle an interesting topic: how to form negative questions with, "What don't you think of?" This is a great way to ask about what people don't like or aren't fond of, which is just as important in conversation as knowing what they do like. Our first step is to understand how "what don't you think of" is used. This is an informal way to ask someone about their negative preferences or things they don't like. Keep in mind that this construction is a little less common than asking, "What do you think of?" but it can be very useful for more nuanced conversation. Here is an example. A. What don't you think of the new superhero movie? B. Well, I didn't like the special effects. They seemed a bit unrealistic. You'll notice that the question invites the person to share their negative opinions or criticisms. Now, let's focus on how to construct these questions. As with most English questions, we start with the question word, what. Then, because this is a negative question, we use don't. Next, we add you think to direct the question at the person we're talking to. Finally, we end with of and the thing we're asking their opinion about. Here's a formula you can use. What don't you think of plus thing? The thing could be a noun, like the movie, a verb in gerund form, like working late, or even a more complex phrase. For example, what don't you think of broccoli? What don't you think of playing video games? So, you've asked a question with, what don't you think of? Now, let's discuss how to respond to these kinds of questions. In general, responses should state a dislike or negative opinion about the topic. You can simply explain what you don't like, or you can start with a phrase like, I'm not fond of, or I don't particularly like. Examples: what don't you think of broccoli? I'm not fond of its taste. What don't you think of playing video games? I don't particularly like how much time it can waste. And that's a wrap on forming negative questions with, what don't you think of? It's a handy structure that can add more depth to your English conversations. Remember, understanding likes and dislikes can help you get to know someone better and build deeper relationships. Happy practicing, and we'll see you in our next video.